Did you know that you can literally make an unlimited amount of money as long as you have a cell phone and Wi-Fi connection? What if you could make an unlimited amount of money just using your phone? Guess what? You can. And once you get really good at it and you have a solid system in place, truly what's better than being able to pick up the phone in your pajamas and make money? So how can you sell on the phone? Okay, so let's go over this. So on the phone, given that there is no body language, that means that your tone and your words, they have more meaning than they ever have before. And you also want to remember that people receive phone calls from inexperienced salespeople all day trying to sell them something every day. So when you call, they automatically lump you in with all the other garbage phone calls that they receive, which means that you have to very quickly stand out as different, and you have to make sure that they stay on the phone with you so you even have a chance. So I'm going to give you 4 tips that I have used over and over to help you make a ton of money on the phone. Okay, the first one is remember when you're calling, remember the 2 C's. Okay, casual yet confident. So when you call people and they answer the phone, you don't want to sound like over the top, like a game show host, like, hey, it's been Buckwalter, how you doing today? No. But you also don't want to sound like you're the most boring person on the planet, like, hey, this is Ben Buckwalter, how are you? Okay, so when you call, the less that you sound like a salesman and the more like you are just trying to have a conversation, the better. Okay, so sound different right off the bat. When something is different and hasn't been heard before, it forces our brain to pay more attention. Okay, the second our brain thinks it's heard something before, okay, I know what this is, it's a salesman, it immediately tunes it out and labels the information as not interesting. Okay, the other thing, tip number 2, you have to remember that every phone call, it's actually a win-win situation for you no matter what. And here's why. Okay, people think that getting told no is a bad thing. Okay, there's this universal belief that the word no is bad, and that is not true, especially in sales. Okay, there's been many studies that have actually shown that after a person verbally says the word no, that you actually have more of their attention now. If someone says no or not interested, this is actually a great thing, but it's because it saves you more time and it saves you from the dreaded counterfeit yes. In sales, nothing is more emotionally and mentally draining than getting the counterfeit yes. Okay, these are the people who you talk to and you spend your time with who say yes and everything sounds great on the call and they seem like they're all in, and then guess what? What happens? You don't hear from them again. Or you're waiting around for weeks thinking to yourself, okay, he said yes, why won't he pay his invoice? Why won't he get started? It's because you didn't get a no. And if you would have gotten a no out of the prospect, many of their objections would have been resolved that you never did. Okay, number 3 tip for selling on the phone is don't ever just try to wing it. Always use a script. One of the biggest mistakes I have seen is when people are cold calling, they don't use a script. They just try to wing it. And you will not be as effective if you don't use a script, and you will never be able to duplicate yourself when you're training other people if you do not use a script. Okay, but the thing is, there's a huge difference between using a script and sounding scripted or robotic. Okay, so don't ever just make a cold call and try and wing it. When you don't fully understand what you're talking about, you can't sound as confident. Also, if you don't have a script, then you don't know what you need to add to your pitch or take away from it every time you make a call. Okay, so make a script, read your script over and over till you know it like the back of your hand, and then role play with the script with other friends and coworkers. Once you have a script that you know inside and out, no questions asked, you're able to start adding in your own phrases on the phone call and the conversation, and you can add in jokes, and you're able to get off script if needed and then come back to the script. Okay, and this all starts to lead to your natural personality just shining through. And that's when you become an expert on the phone. When you're able to adapt and you're able to tailor your conversations and adjust to close the sale. But it all starts with a script. Okay, number 4 is properly set appointments with posture to prevent no-shows. So whenever you're calling your prospect and you are setting up another time to talk to them again, you have to get a set in stone time to follow up. Okay, you don't ever just want to leave it open. When you get someone's commitment to a time, what happens is the rule of moral obligations applies, and they're way more likely to show up to the appointment and not get a no-show when you call. So how do you do that? How do you get a definite time? Here's an example I want to give you because a lot of people mess this up. So let's say I call a prospect. All right, let's role play here. Hey, Bob, it's Ben. How are you today? Bob says, hey, Ben, I'm good. I'm pretty busy. I can't talk right now. Can you call me some other time? I would then say, okay, when's a better time for me to call? Bob says, well, the whole week is pretty slammed. Just call me sometime next week. Okay, they're going to try and get out of it. So then you need to say, okay, next week is actually pretty slammed for me, but I do have some time open Monday and Wednesday. Which day works better for you? If Bob says, I guess Wednesday would be better. Just call me sometime on Wednesday. You say, okay, morning time would be best for me, but I can try and squeeze some time maybe in the early afternoon. Which one works better? Bob says, okay, let's do morning. I say, okay, how about Wednesday morning at 10 a.m.? Bob says, okay, sounds good. You see how you want to keep going until you have a definite commitment? Then you want to say, all right, it's on my calendar. I'll talk to you Wednesday at 10 a.m., Bob. Sometimes you just have to slowly nudge someone into giving you a commitment, but 9 times out of 10, you will get one if you use this dialogue. Okay, if you are going to an in-person meeting, confirm the address at the end of the call. I like to even say, oh, we're meeting there? Okay, I know right where you're at. I'll see you there on Wednesday at 10 a.m. This is not being aggressive, guys. This is preventing no-shows and wasted time. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what your biggest takeaway was and if there's a topic that you want me to cover in my next video. I'll see you next time.